Yeah, did you see the game? No? Yeah, hang on a sec. Hey, listen. I'm gonna have to call you back. Yeah, okay, later. Hey, buddy. I've got something for you. A ciggy. Really? You were looking for a ciggy? I stopped to give you this because nobody should have to look for food in a bin. Anyway, just take it. I don't need that stuff you got from the bin.
Thanks, mate.
What? You're laughing at me now?
No. How could I laugh at you? You just gave me food.
What's so funny then?
That's because I was wondering, how can one be so compassionate and judgmental at the same time?
So I'm judgmental now.
Hey, man, I just thought that because you assume that all I'm after is cigarettes, but you never get to ask me why am I after them.
Would you have answered me even if I'd asked? I mean, most people would have said, piss off, it's none of your business.
Most people would just walk straight past me and not even stop to give me any food. But you stopped.
Okay, look, I'm sorry for assuming. Now I'm going to ask you without being judgmental. Why were you looking for a cigarette?
Smoking helps me suppress my hunger. You gave me food today, but I'm not so sure about tomorrow or the day after. So I'm saving these for days that I can't find anything to eat.
And do you have a justification for doing drugs? I'm sure you do. And wait, sorry, I'm not trying to be judgmental. Do you do drugs?
Yes, I do consume drugs. But do you see when this temperature drops below bearable levels? That donated blanket is of very little use. That's why I take drugs. So I become insensitive to my surroundings. And it helps me get through the night.
So you mean anyone going through a hard time should start smoking and doing drugs?
No. I don't endorse smoking, drugs, gambling, or alcohol. People have their own reasons to go for it. But isn't it funny that people with roofs over their head are not judged for consuming it? Thanks for the food, mate. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no, wait up. You know, there's so many NGOs and countless government schemes to help people like you.
And yet, there are people like me out there, hungry and homeless. Do you really think that all of us are not trying hard enough to get out of this miserable life? You know, it's sad that some people believe that all homeless are homeless because they like to live off the benefits and do drugs all the time.
Hey, look, I didn't mean that.
Maybe. But I say this. Try securing a job after you say that you don't have a stable residential address or you have been homeless. Try walking in our shoes before you pass any judgment or assume anything about us. Thanks again for the food, mate.
Do you mind?
The door's open, mate.
Look, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but are you under the influence of drugs now?
Stay hungry and don't have enough sleep for a few days, mate. Anybody would look like they're under the influence.
Look, I only ask because I don't know how the drugs and the beer will interact. Beer?
You can't drink in public, mate.
What are they gonna do? Kick you out of your house? Here,
Thank you.
no worries. Cheers.
Cheers. You were saying many people are trying to fight this homelessness and hunger issues, but they're not able to do so. Do you know why?
No. Never really thought of it.
Because these are not the real problems. These are results of some of the problems we have in our society.
What do you mean?
Well, there are many reasons why people are homeless. But in my opinion, one of the most critical factor, and very few people talk about it, is property hoarding.
Property hoarding.
Some people who own multiple properties hike up their rental and housing prices unintentionally. But then what happens is the low-income earners have to work double shifts to afford those properties. And we have this issue of rising unemployment.
So you're saying that owners of multiple properties are to be blamed for rising homelessness?
Nah. Nothing wrong with owning many properties. But wouldn't it be great if the owners considered that their inclination towards owning many properties and their plan to living off the rental income is making it harder for the younger generation? Not just to buy a house, let alone rent one. Do we really want to suffocate our younger generation like that?
I hear you, buddy.
For hunger issue, the real problem is food hoarding. Because people can't store more at home these days and they can't make multiple trips to the grocery store. As they're working double shifts, they buy in bulk. And as that demand-supply thing works, food and grocery prices increase beyond affordable levels. The sad part is that 20 to 30% of it goes in a waste bin.
I heard that's true. I read somewhere that there's enough food for everyone on Earth, as long as we didn't waste it liberally. So, you think that the government is to be blamed for not identifying the real problems and tackling it straight away?
I don't get this. Why? Why do we have to pin the blame on somebody else? Why can't we, for once, look inside and consider that we are the ones to be blamed?
What do you mean?
It's simple, mate. If I'm the one who is wasting food, I should take the responsibility for it. I should take the blame for it instead of pinning the blame on somebody else. Tell me honestly, how many times have you been to a restaurant and you couldn't finish your meal and you didn't bother to do a takeaway for any reason?
Well, I gotta admit, it has happened sometimes. But honestly, I didn't think I was contributing to the hunger problem.
the thing is that many people don't realize that they think that they own the food. Once they paid for it, they don't realize that they own the money, not the resources. And by resources, I mean food, electricity, property, water, anything that money can buy.
Yeah, I always thought that donating and sharing food would help tackle the issue of hungry bellies.
Sharing resources is good. I really appreciate people who do it. But not wasting it is more important. It's like a penny saved is a penny earned.
Who are you, man? I mean, you're thinking to all these routine things is so different.
I wish that could score me a job.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you become homeless? What happened?
COVID happened. It cost me my relationship, followed by my business. It's funny, eh? Staying too much at home made me homeless.
Well, there are.
I know. I know there are many people trying to help. And the government is trying to tackle this COVID issue. But hey, yet there are so many of us affected by it.
So what do you think is the real problem, huh?